Another victory Sunday. We gotta talk about all of that here on the Sooner or Later Sports Show, a Hog Media production, presented by Sleeper. That's Coop. I'm Jay. Thanks for pulling up here on the YouTube channel and listening. Wherever podcasts are downloaded, listen to while you're here. Please wipe your feet and like, subscribe, rate, review. Give us 5 stars. You don't think we deserve it? Go ahead and give us 5 anyway. And gift it. So, on today's episode of the Sooner or Later Sports Show, we got a lot of great stuff to dive into here, like Oklahoma's playoff bound. We're going to explain why and just how good that game actually was. We got to talk about the poll reactions and all the craziness here in the coaching circles and kind of how that affects Oklahoma or whatnot and all of that. Hit us up on Unfair fan line 430-901-1906. Let us know what you think of the show. Definitely want your strongest opinions. It's a Sunday, baby. We excited because it's Victory Sunday. Coop, how's it going, man?
Playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. We are going to playoffs, Jay. And
yeah, we're talking playoffs. We are. Like, we're not talking about winning the game because we won the game.
That gets me excited. Yeah, because I got a chance to watch it on a TV, the entire game on the TV. I was doing the hunting, and so watched a large part of it in the deer stand on my phone. But got to walk back and get to go back through and look, and then there's a lot to be happy about.
There's a ton to be happy about, ton to be excited about, because Oklahoma pulled off not really the unthinkable, it just proved a lot of us right. Hi, everybody in the comment section. It's good to see every single one of y'all, because we have been kind of fighting this battle for a bit. This was a battle of, like, who believe and who don't believe. Is Oklahoma worth our emotions or not? It's so many things, Coop, to really look at this and think about. And all I got to say is, man, I love seeing y'all in the comment section. We're 10-2, man. 10-2. And it's funny because I did see one post that made me laugh really hard last night. It was a USC fan that said that the team that we poached their coach from is headed to the playoffs before us. Things aren't good. I laughed. Not gonna lie.
Hey, rewind to the beginning of the season. Brent Venables on the hot seat. This insurmountable schedule. Oh, you could be good. That defense could be good. You know, can John Mateer and Ben Arbuckle, you survive the SEC? And you and I, we said 10-2 pretty much all summer long.
Yeah.
And then we got a little squirrely and we went 11-1 on our final.
Yeah.
But
you get froggy. Yeah, that's very true.
We got a little froggy with it. But then we're crazy. We're crazy to think that this could be the best defensive line in the country, could be the best defense at OU in a couple decades. There's a lot of craziness there. But, Jay, whenever I look, I see the Twitters and I see the comments and I see everybody else talking about stuff. Not only is Brent Venables not going on the hot seat, but this coaching staff is pretty firmly secured. And everybody else is doing do it at the game, right? To put the ball in on the cups and spin around or whatever, and you have to guess which one.
Yep.
I mean, we're gravy. Any changes that we're making our own accord.
Yeah, we're making them because we want to make adjustments. We want to add more personnel. We want to. Some coaches want to get promotions. Like, I expect 1 or 2 coaches to look at other opportunities to get a chance to, be a DC, be a chance to be an OC, whatever. You're going to have some people that's going to have those ambitions, which is very normal. The last one, let me see, who was it? Gotta zoom in on this one. I want y'all to enjoy this because I posted this on there. You're gonna have people that be ambitious, and if they become ambitious, then of course you let them follow their dream. So, I appreciate y'all pulling up. Thank y'all for joining. The actual CFP isn't till Tuesday. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have the coaches and the AP poll, which did not change. We're 8 in both of those, and based upon everything, and my anticipation is it's probably gonna be the same with the CFP. A&M's fall won't be too far because it's their first loss. They'll stop right at the line of 12 and 0, 11 and 1s and 10 and 2s. So they're probably going to fall to 7 as well. And we'll talk about that in the poll stuff in just a minute. But I love Friday and Truth with the not that hard. I know it wasn't that hard for us because, we were told it was going to be so hard that there was no chance of us getting here. But we got double-digit wins. It's my favorite. But, Eric, I love this. It's a great comment here, but there's nothing to do about the refs.
It's awful. I mean, it's weekly. And, I mean, listen,
you can do about it.
I typically don't tweet it, but hey, I know that the SEC officiating has a handle. And I sent something to him. I was like, what would you say that you've done well this year? Because it's not just our games. It's every single game you watch. You're just like, that makes no sense.
It's every game in college football. Big 10, Big 12,
yeah,
ACC, SEC. They're just heavily scrutinized. They do a lot of stuff. So, oh well, who cares? What matters is we are 10 and 2. But yeah, this was Jake Olson that said this. I thought this was pretty funny. So of course I put in there. Always nice when the school you poach your coach from makes the playoffs before you do. Y'all go love on Jake Olson with that one because I had to give him a little Samuel Masego love because it warms my heart to see that they are in pain. They deserve to be in pain. Period. But anyway, Coop, let's jump into the actual game itself and talk about how, in a way, I feel like there's a lot of underrated components of it. We've got people in the comments talking about Mateer transferred. Mateer's not going anywhere, so get over it. Just understand it's not happening. I said this before the season started. He's going to need a year in the SEC to figure things out. And here we are. Season's up. He finished with one of his bigger games of the season, over 300 yards passing, threw his 3 interceptions. So he hit my prediction number, Coop. I told y'all he would get 10 interceptions this season, didn't I?
You did. You did.
He was close to not hitting it, though. He was that close, Coop. It was a game of inches to missing my prediction. But he hit it. He got his 10 interceptions. But he's still, overall, showed a little bit of progression in that LSU game. And I say that because LSU has a really good secondary. Like, Mansfield Delaney is probably the first corner to come off the board. Best graded dude. They have DBU going with the way their secondary plays.
Yeah.
We got them for 300. Only one other quarterback got them for 300. Trinidad Chambliss. And y'all seen how good Trinidad is. Like how good he legitimately is. He's good. And he was the only other quarterback that got over 300 yards against this LSU secondary. And LSU offensively has been pretty trash for the most part. We'll praise the defense in a minute. We're going to give them all kinds of love. We're not going to be on this offense for too long. But Mateer still threw over 300 yards in that game.
I mean,
he got a lot of work to do, but he threw for 318 yards.
LSU, even after this game, is giving up 10 yards a game more than us on the year. And our defense is pretty good, right? They have 17 interceptions. On the year, I'm pretty sure that leads. I I mean, I know the SEC, but I'm guessing that it's probably going to be up there in the nation too.
It is.
And Jay, this is again
number 7 in the country.
Tennessee, top 50 defense. Bama, Missouri, LSU, top 20 defense. All of them are top 20 defense. And we've been complaining that John Mateer needs to at least try to throw it downfield. Just try to throw it downfield. Obviously, pick number 1, not his fault. Gets batted, up in the air, gets picked. But John Mateer was tossing the ball downfield quite often. And I asked you for the passing chart. And this is going to happen. When we saw teams against our defense keep it short, those picks weren't happening. Those turnovers weren't happening. When they decided, Bama, Ole Miss, Tennessee to start throwing it downfield, you put it in harm's way, you're going to get harmed every once in a while. So, yeah, John Mateer threw over 300 yards. I mean, was I upset with him for throwing it behind dudes like 4 times? Yeah. Sure. Quite. And sometimes you watch some of the throws, and like there's one with Giovanni Gibson to where the commentators, who were god awful, by the way, they made a comment about if you throw that one and he's running for a while. But when they show the defensive look at it, John Mateer kind of drops down and throws it under Weeks. And he's like, if you throw it out in front, it hits Weeks in the chest. So he got it where he needed to get it. Guys, I'm sorry, wasn't 40 on the scoreboard, but John Mateer found a way to take an awful start, and he did it well. I mean, it was a great fourth quarter.
Yep. Oh, he got clutch at the end. I love the quote at the end where he said he talked to Kip Lewis. Kip ran up on him and said, "Hey, you got to do this. Lock in.
Hit him in the chest.
Make it happen." And this is where the progressions comes in to me, Coop. One thing I noticed was when we went tempo, that offense was flying. Did you notice that? The 2 times we started really driving, one of them he did throw that interception into a very tight window, because that's the problem with John. He likes to try to launch it into tight windows. He has a tendency to do that. Some of them get caught. Some of them get dropped when the ref's right in front of you. Giovanni Gibson, love you, my guy, but you dropped that. It was a perfect one too, because that leads to 2 things, and I'll get back to that in a second. So we're going to put a pin on that. We'll come back to that. I'm going to pin it. But when you were he was getting to that tempo, and he was getting into a rhythm, dudes was fine, were open, passes were crisp, they were spot on, and they were ready to go. It felt like the offense was slowly clicking right in front of us. It just was not perfect. The run game is struggling. We got 2 running backs who are banged up. They literally are like an all red if you play college football 26, the wear and tear meter. They're literally wear and tear meter from head to toe. It's a risk to injury every time you hand them the football.
Hey, I know you're in the middle of it. You're in the middle of it, Jay. Torrey Blaylock, I mean, that dude give him an ice bath, a high five, and his shoulder is just like it's there. And he actually trucked a few guys. Dude's too young to know better.
Yeah, right. He's just dumb and just got to hit folks. He don't even care. He's just going to power right in the face. And it's funny because he did the play. He got a stinger, hurt his shoulder. Mm-hmm. Tried to come out the game, couldn't, because they were in tempo. And so he's standing there, arm just dangling. I'm looking at him like, oh, shoot, Torrey done hurt his shoulder again. Like, all right, I need to get him out. And then they finally subbed. And then we went on with the play with X-Rob out there. Actually, it was Ott. I think Ott ran in there. And everybody's like, wait, is that Jaden Ott? What the heck is this? Exactly. I was cracking up. But no. So you got that tempo and you start to see some things. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to feel it. That last drive when you had the game winner the big lead to Satania, the busted play, that's a second play. Pin that got my attention throughout the game. And then before that one was the Deion Burks play. So we'll start with that pin of Deion Burks. Pull that back. Deion Burks on that screen. That's the reason why John Mateer throws sidearm like that. That specific play. What Kuziewski is going to have to do, him and Arbuckle, is going to have to adjust John from doing that so often. But that's his play. That's the way he plays. That sidearm pass to Burks was perfect because he had two defenders literally right here. He flicked it around him, got to Burks in the bread basket. It was the perfect spot. Burks was able to catch it and just fly. So I asked, pull the second pin out. I'd asked two questions while we're sitting in this game. I was like, first off, why can't we get busted plays, Coop? Why can't we get those situations where dudes are wide open or they just catch it in a spot and they gone? We didn't get one. We got two of them. Yeah. First one was Burks. That play was perfectly designed. It's funny. It was basically a cover zero for the uninitiated. That means no safeties in the middle, and they're about to blitz everybody. And because it was cover zero, when you watch the replay, and this is what made me laugh the hardest, Michael Fasusi is literally running right next to Deion Burks down the field because he had nobody to block. He's like, who am I supposed to hit?
He's out and he's kind of looking around, and I noticed it right away when I was doing the rewatch, and I was just like, what is going on here? And Fasusi just running around like, I felt like Fasusi's he's probably looking around like, am I about to get a offensive lineman downfield penalty? But Burks he just keeps on cruising, and Fasusi starts celebrating about the 10-yard line.
It was so fun. I was cracking up seeing him do that. I'm like, he was for real lost. Like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do with my hands is basically what you were getting out of Michael Fasusi. It was so awesome. Oh, man. So you add that circumstance there, and then the second pin is pull out Isaiah Satania wide open. That tempo was the reason why Satania was so wide open. They were disheveled. And you got the matchup. Actually, I talked about this leading up to a game on a few shows when I talked about it over on Locked On. I did the crossover with Matt Moscona from LSU. Me and Colin talked a bit about this, and me and John talked about it as well on Locked On. But Coop, my thought process here was find a way to get Harold Perkins on Isaiah Satania. Really good things will happen. Because what they're doing with Perkins is they're putting him as like a nickel. And it's more of he's trying to prove to people in the draft that he can play in coverage as like a quote unquote safety. Yeah. But he can't play in coverage like that yet. So if you get the right fast guy, he's cooked.
And Arbuckle and Wilson and Kuziewski, they had to see something on film because there were multiple times that Burks and Satania were on their version of whatever, the cheetah is or on Perkins.
Doing trips to where they're,
and so, but Jay, you're 100% right. You go with the tempo and he takes them and he drops back and then he lets them go. And I was just saying, again, you guys wanted us to throw the ball deep. You guys wanted to see John Mateer do some stuff. The scoreboard didn't show because of the turnovers, didn't show how great of a game this was for Mateer. Early, it was tale of two halves. Like, early, it was bad.
Oh, stinky.
And listen, he was throwing the ball downfield to Kanik on the second pick. He was throwing the ball downfield to Giovanni, who is matched up against a 6'5" defensive back. So let's, we need to have a little bit of a have a little bit.
Davon Jordan there, felt bad for my boy. He kind of he got put into the blender there.
No, I'm saying the LSU defensive back who's six. God, what was his name? Triplet. I feel like that's not it, but
continue.
Please hold. Please hold.
I'll look him
But
up.
anyway,
I'll look him up for you. Yeah.
Dude is very, very, very tall, right? 6'5", and so I mean it's Mateer throwing the ball downfield
DJ
over
Pickett.
and over and over again. Pickett, yeah, that's it. I knew there was like 2 T's in there somewhere. But anyway,
6'5" corner. God, dog, and he's a true freshman.
and he was a top 10, recruit, and he's a freshman. So, I mean, this guy is massive. They've got great corners. They've got good safeties. They've got good coverage linebackers outside of Perkins. And OU somehow was like, no, dog, I think we can throw it downfield a lot. And this, like I said, tale of two halves, but John Mateer, I mean, he just found a way just to make it happen.
That's funny. Yeah, he figured it out in the end, which is all that matters. We figured it out in the end. And let's continue on that. The last pin to pull out. There's one play I've noticed that teams have been running on us a lot this season. And it's a genius play. And I was asking myself this as well. Why don't we run plays where our receivers basically rub the refs and use them as a screen? Because teams have been doing that to us across the middle all season long. That's the way they're creating separation with our receivers. And sometimes you see dudes wide open. You're like, how the heck they get open? Easy. The way that we're chasing these receivers, they're running them right past the ref. And we're basically trying not to run the ref over. And we're trying to take other spots, and they're ending up throwing it to them. The angle is perfect. So we did it. Giovanni dropped it. Broke my heart.
Yeah.
But on that, so Boomer, as you asked the question, how did he get open? How Satania got open in that play. What they did was, because it was tempo, you had to pass the Kanik first. Then you had the second pass to Kanik where he did a little whoop, whoop, whoop. Got a little juke move going. And ran it. Because we were running tempo, we quickly got out there, and Harold Perkins was lined up with Satania. And that is exactly the play you wanted. You wanted those two to be, you wanted those matched up. And so what Perkins was doing was trying to cover the flat with Giovanni. The other corner thought the exact same thing and thought Perkins was going to, I think they were supposed to be in man, was going to follow Satania. He didn't. So as soon as we hiked it with that beautiful offensive line protection, shout out to Fabechi Wewu for moving in there at center, Ryan Fogier moving there at guard and making something happen, because them along with John Mateer gave up 0 sacks in the game. He had time. He looks immediately at the dig to bring that corner up. That corner literally turned to come back up towards Giovanni while Harold Perkins is going there, and it's wide open. So him having a quick stall while the safety was going to the other side of the field, the other safety went the opposite way. He had a good chance. He froze him like you're supposed to, and then he launched it. So basically, out of the corner of his eye, he saw Satania wide open, but he had to wait to make sure that corner moved, and the safety moved, and the corner actually came up. When he came up, he threw it, boom, wide open touchdown. That was because of tempo. It confused them once you get to that third play.
And we did it earlier in the game. So what happened was there was a single high safety, and the single high safety earlier in the game to a Giovanni Gibson pass, and then they go back and highlight it. But single high safety scoots over. John Mateer, again, stands in the pocket. I believe it was like a 3rd and 13. Stands in the pocket, and he looks it off, and then he comes right back, and he drills Giovanni. And then one of the plays, we were about to do it another time. That at LSU, we caught him with too many people on, and they called the timeout right as soon as they snapped the ball. But Giovanni Gibson was going to be wide open yet again. So we found something, and again, whoever it is, I don't care. But the offensive staff found something, and they were able to go do this again. Jay, to the team who gave up 300 yards passing one time all season, to Trinidad Chambliss.
Yep.
And so
Mark Stoops just got fired. God, D, boy, today. Salute to you, my man. You were there forever. crazy. But anyway, yeah, no, it was, there were some plays that put a smile on our face, others that we wanted to pull our hair out for. But guess what?
Yeah.
Like you said, Trinidad Chambliss was the only other quarterback that actually got over 300 yards against the secondary. Secondary's good. Secondary's good.
Yes. And
the wide receivers did a good job getting to their spots. Giovanni looked a lot better to me in this game.
Giovanni looked really, really good. Like it's starting to click.
Yeah, the blocking was there. It looks like the timing is there with him. And John, we're getting there. I was satisfied with it. It wasn't perfect, but I was satisfied. Now, all we got to do is continue to churn it out. Goodness gracious, all these coaches getting fired today. But it is Black Sunday technically, since this is the day that everything's done. But Giovanni Gibson looked a lot better in that one. 3 catches, 66 yards, and what's that? Yeah, 3 catches, 66 yards in this game was awesome. He's got his 1 touchdown this season. He was targeted 5 times, which is good. And then Dion's play was really good. You got to see him for real. And Satania's our best dude. He's the one that seems to have all of the chemistry with Mateer right now.
And I mean, there's a very, very possibility that the Satania ends up as the number 1 wide receiver in the SEC.
Statistically.
Right now, Brazil is in front of him somewhere around 80 to 100 yards. He's tied with Brennan Thompson, but they don't get a bowl game, so they're not going to get he's not going to be going anywhere. And the next guy is about 100 behind him. So, and I believe it's the 2 A&M guys
Mario Craver,
after us. Yeah, Craver and Concepcion. So, you're looking at a real world where Satania goes out in, round 1, and he seems like he's doing this pretty consistently now. Is it 4 straight 100-yard games? I saw that was a tweet.
4 times this year. He's got 4 times this year. He's gotten 100 yards, which is first time since CeeDee Lamb did it.
2019. Yeah. So, I mean, Satania, now I'm really glad that we got the Olympics background from his parents. I kind of knew about that, but he is consistently doing this. And Jay, whatever it ends up being with this offense, like if you want a well-oiled machine, they're going to get almost 3 weeks to get guys healthy. I mean, homeboy Wewu, first start ever at center. He's been playing as our backup center since Everett got hurt.
Yep.
He comes out there against a pretty salty defensive line. Again, this is a net top 20 defense in LSU. He held his own.
He did. He gave you everything you needed and more. So let's see what comes from that. Offensive line, I want to give them some praise real quick before we move on and just really love on the defense. I was kind of loving on that one play from Mateer that I just really the way Arbuckle called that I was really happy about. But thank y'all for pulling up. Hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. The offensive line played probably one of the better games I've seen this season. Again, I said this before. Don't know if y'all realize this. We didn't allow a single sack. And LSU actually has really good defensive linemen. They actually have a pretty solid defensive front.
Yes.
That's not something I actually expected, if I'm going to be 100% honest. They have 27 sacks this season, so they average about 2 sacks a game. We, of course, average about 3.4 at 41 sacks this season. We're tied with A&M for the tops in the nation. But yeah, they get about 2 a game, and we stopped them.
You've got times to where, you're at times where John Mateer is standing in the pocket, and I feel like he had so much comfort in this game. He stepped up into the pocket a lot of times, and I mean, where I thought he was going to, get a little panicky. But late in the game, I mean, he trusted the offensive line. He was able to step up. Now, I still think that you work on a lot of the footwork and stuff because he when he's bailing out, there's some bad stuff there. There's opportunities to step up in the pocket, but kind of where I was going before I got my squirrel distraction is, guys, I mean, like, what is Georgia Tech? What did they win? 16-9 against, Georgia beat Georgia Tech 16-9. That's a game to where it was kind of ugly. Sometimes you're going to have ugly games, and for those who, want the big beautiful 40-8, type of win, we've just played a hell of a range of defenses on this schedule. They've been good. And it's not like you're going to go into the playoffs and you're going to all of a sudden go, oh, crap, a la Notre Dame, who's played 5 teams in the hundreds plus on defense. Like, you're going to get a rude awakening. And this is what we were preparing for. And as Sooner fans under Lincoln Riley go to the playoffs and then all of a sudden face a lot of stout defenses, and you don't know how to do anything. This team's been battle tested through some of the best defenses of any other team in the country. And it's if you're this team, that like eventually it's going to happen. So, I saw somebody make a comment like, well, OU's luck's about to run out. We've been hearing that shit for 6 weeks. Like,
why hasn't it run out yet?
Don't be dumb.
I mean, I'm confused as to why the luck is still here.
It's pressure. Like, this team does. I mean, they say hard to kill for a reason. This team believes that they're going to win. And you've seen it. It's Satania week after week after week. All of a sudden, Kanik breaks out. Then all of a sudden, you let a running back out the backside. This defense allows this offense to wait until their spot and then to go. And John Mateer just does it. Sometimes he looks really bad early in the game, but like when it's balls to the wall, he just makes it happen. And the team puts so much pressure, and you just know it. Like, my father-in-law was pretty upset and early in the game. He's like, I don't know why I'm getting upset. He's like, this has been the script for the past like month. We're going to win. So
that's literally what it is. That's literally what it's been. We've been told, Coop, like all year that there's no way y'all will survive this. There's no way you're gonna. You name it. You name the cliche, the statement, or whatever. We were told that it was going to be this way. But because of that, now we get to do the thing that I've been thinking about the most, Coop. I had a dream about this last night.
The ad read?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Shout out to our partners over there at Sleeper. We're going to take a couple pics real quick because the dream was about the defense, but they're going to hook you up. Use our promo code UNFAIR. They're going to match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. Plus, they're going to give you $20 just for signing up. And of course, it's easy. Just pick 2 or more players, pick more or less on the stats. Let me see. Bo Nix, who I'm not sure if y'all knew this. He was in the SEC. And when he was in the SEC, he actually never threw for over 3,000 yards in the season, which is kind of crazy to me if you really think about it, that it's that hard in the SEC to do that. But Bo Nix, I like him on the more with his passing yards. He's going to be our free pick. Give me Henderson on the less on the touchdowns. I don't think he will, but I think Cortland Sutton will catch a few catches from Bo Nix. 2 or more players, more or less on the stats. And if you hit, you can win up to 1,000 times your money, making them game days to paydays. Use our promo code UNFAIR. They're going to hook you up. Match your first deposit at 100% up to $100. Plus, give you $20. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Thank y'all for pulling up. Hit the like button. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. Coop, the interwebs have been blowing up. Literally, like, all I'm seeing on here, dog, is so many recruits talking about everything that BV and them are talking about, everything OU is posting. So it's been pretty dope. We'll talk about recruiting in a minute because we had a whole bunch of commits over the last week that we've got to chit chat about. But I want to talk about this defense. I think the defense deserves a lot of time. They deserve the most respect out of anybody in this game. Coop, let me throw some numbers at you peoples. Let's see. LSU finished this game, and I think this was kind of weird that this actually happened, but they had 198 yards of total offense. 198. 113 passing yards. But the funny part about that 113 passing yards, Coop, is this. Michael Van Buren did not cross 100 yards passing in this game. A lot of people didn't realize that part.
Yeah.
Van Buren was 14 for 25 for 96 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. One of the few red zone touchdowns we've given up, by the way. We haven't given up very many of them. Shout out to this defense for that specifically. And then the wide receiver on the reverse, Xavion Thomas threw that 17-yard pass to the Bauer Sharp, which that was his only catch in the game. He was targeted 3 times, but he had 1 catch for 17 yards. Van Buren didn't even get 100 yards passing in this game, which is bananas. Mainly because their defense did a good job with those picks and returning them. They returned 2 of them and then a kick return. So they did good in that capacity, but the defense was just nails. Peyton Bowen, this is the 4th game, Coop, that a Bowen has gotten an interception.
I posted earlier, I said, we need to find out what Mama Bowen is feeding those boys in the month of November, because it was what it was. I mean, Peyton has absolutely been on fire here recently. And so, I'll start out by saying, Peyton Bowen, I am sorry. I thought at some point either a Reggie or a Boganowski was going to take his job. And I said at the beginning of the year, we needed to see him progress and be that 5-star that we expected him to be. The interception, Jay, was...
Oh, that was...
that's dun-dun-dun. Like, that's Sports Center top plays like nominee. Now, I already said the commentators were pretty god awful. Roddy Jones, and they were going through the thesaurus throughout the game. But it was funny because they were like, if Michael Van Buren could have outran Peyton Bowen to the corner, and I thought,
you don't know who Peyton Bowen is, do you?
No. But you know who he was trying to throw the ball to when Peyton intercepted it? Our friend, Mr. Bauer Sharp. And Robert Spears Jennings would probably had a hand in it too. But it was just, that is what we saw happen against us, against Tennessee last year. So many different times where the defense makes a big play, offense just hands it back over. And I will wrap up my dialogue with this, Jay. John Mateer threw those 3 interceptions. John Mateer also saved 2 touchdown returns.
Oh, yeah.
He made 2 different tackles.
The defense is so good, the starting quarterback got 2 tackles.
I saw that tweet also. But John Mateer doesn't give an effort on that, and then he runs it in. The game's different, right? Also, on the other side, where Halsey had the interception, same situation. The only one he didn't get to make a tackle on was the one to the 6'5" dude, but he fell down.
Yeah. So shout out to, and this is 100% good point here. It's, hold a second. I just saw it, and I need to post this one because here we go. Sooner Cowboy. Sooner Cowboy, how you feeling? I need to know how you feel today. We are 10-2. How you feel? Because I know you weren't on the train for a while. Talk to me. Where you at? How you feeling? I want to see your comments. Anyway, G-Baby, 100% funny because my 2 favorite plays, you followed me on the socials, I pointed this out. He had 2 of the most impressive plays in that game to me. Even with everything that went down, 2 of the most impressive. One, that's that reverse buster Coop. Hands down, one of the most ridiculous athletic feats I'd ever seen. Because not only was it like 5 or 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, he got there so darn fast, he almost intercepted the pitch. That was so impressive, dog. I was in so much shock that he was able to do that. I was like, that is bananas. Bananas that he did that.
It was, I mean, I think that literally he could have probably gone to the sideline and grabbed one of the wide receivers' gloves. If he would have had one of the wide receivers' gloves, probably calls off with that. I mean, he probably picks that off. But on the defensive side of the ball, you saw Peyton, you saw Kip, you saw Grayson. I think there was a comment that somebody said that when Brent Venables had it really, really dialed down to one or two different plays that these guys were going to run in the crunch.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times did you see one of our guys jump up right in front of Van Buren and he just pegged them with the ball? Not just batted down plays, but like, you got to throw it through my chest if you're going to get a completion here. So it's I gotta get some stonified rec specs. I can handle that.
Yeah.
But no, I just, again, you watch the defense every single week. You're still without RMT. Got 3 weeks for him to get better. Jaden's been willing himself. He's been on a snap count because he can't go the entire game like normal. But you brought it up. I mean, when you rotate guys like Davon Jordan coming in, Davon, poor guy, he just found himself with Tradez Green that one time. Sometimes you just got to do this. You just got to tip your hat because that's a play made. You're just not going to have it multiple times. But with this defense, and I was looking at the box score. You've got, you see how many players played, on LSU side, and then the list just keeps on going for OU side. It's almost 2-1. But you've got the ability to rotate some guys in, and it allows some really, really good, longevity for these guys. We talked about the competitive, and you're seeing it. So when you're going to go in these games to where the defense has to hold water while the offense gets their crap together, the reason why we've been able to do it this year is because of that defensive depth.
We played how many defenders this week? Let me see. I closed it down a little bit prematurely. I want to see how many people played on defense. I'm going to pull that up. Let's see. We rotated. Oh, we played 23 different people on defense. Few safeties. You saw Hardy out there getting some snaps. You saw some snaps from, of course, Powers got in the second half. He didn't get a lot. He got about 11. But it's okay. We need him for the playoffs, so it's good that he got a little bit of rest. Unfortunately, I wanted him to hit somebody in the first half, but it's all right. Davon Jordan got a little bit in there. He had that unfortunate big catch, like you said, against the Giant. Can't do much about that. But Kyle, you're right. Went 10-2 in the SEC. I don't think people understand the concept of how hard that is. Massive.
And it's if you're going to go to the Mini-Men, song, there's a line in there where it talks about folks getting a refund because he ain't dead. And there's a lot of talking heads. Shout out to Phil Still. Phil Still, he saw what it could be. But you had so many guys. I mean, I'm not going to pick on anybody, but I'm just saying guys from like SEC Mike. You've got Dandy Cannell. You got all these guys. And they're saying, well, you can't do this in the SEC. Their schedule is brutal. They're not going to be able to do it. And
let me stop you there. We got to give props to SEC Mike because he got on with Tyler McComas over at the Ref and gave his initial prediction at SEC Media Days and said Oklahoma was going 10-2. He was the only one that said it. Now, he may have backtracked all season long from there, but he was the only one that did say that. Had to give him props.
You're starting to see some guys kind of turn the corner, and it's really starting to be kind of fun.
It's true. Brent Ciencia over there at one of my other favorite ones, Pick Six Previews. Fantastic book as well. He also has these little mini helmets. These little mini helmets that he does of all of the retro helmets and stuff. They're all dope. Got all of them back here. And he had Oklahoma. He's one of the many that said Oklahoma has a top 10 roster, but that gauntlet of a schedule is going to be too tough. And this defense proved everybody wrong. This defense did everything that we needed them to do and more. It's so crazy to see that we have Vegas gave us 7.5. 6.5 to start, 7.5. Like I got it at 6.5 and 7.5 when I traveled to Vegas for work. And we put up way better production than anybody could have anticipated from this squad. Coop, I'm just proud. And like, I know I could bash hard on Mateer's play. I could bash hard on running backs and how we're injured and others want to help. I could bash on situations where the offensive line struggled, but situations where the offensive line was good. I can do all of that. But why? We're 10-2 and we keep winning games. We keep being clutch. Like, I don't think people understand how hard of a skill it is to be clutch. That's a very tough skill to develop. And when you develop that clutch gene, you can close on games that you typically lose. We found a way to get good at that and close on all of those W's. It's perfect.
And
it works.
Gabe and Teddy now have a T-shirt that you can go purchase. Says "Winning is a skill." And let's see here. I was watching the Miami game. Carson Beck completing like damn near 80% of his passes. He's also the reason why they lost a few games, throwing a lot of picks. So, I mean, yeah, it's and I know there's a lot of negativity in here about everything, about John, and he did play like cheeks early.
Yeah, he started off
but he threw for 300 once again, second time all year. And your goal is to end with more points than the other team, right?
That's all that matters. Winning ugly is a skill. It is. All that matters is the scoreboard. And if you keep doing this, like it's funny because let's pull this back. Let's pull this back a little bit about how our how we feel about how this team is playing and whatnot. And this is why I appreciate the way we're winning these games. Coop, what was the score the last time we won a national championship?
13-2, my friend. 13-2.
13-2.
And we gave them the 2.
Yeah. There's a darn good chance you're going to run into a similar situation as you go through these playoffs. We've seen some of the most explosive offenses in college football. Tennessee, Ole Miss, right? Bama when they're on. You've seen a lot of the explosive offenses out there and the really good defenses, and you overcame them. We're battle tested for that stuff now. You go in. I think Jeremiah Love did get hurt in the game again in the Notre Dame game. I'm assuming he'll be back for playoffs if they get picked. If we play them, you're going to be dealing with Jeremiah Love. Now, question is how healthy he is. We don't know. We won't know until you face him. But he didn't play a lot. He didn't run it like he normally would. And you face him. He's not 100%.
At the crib.
Could be tough for him. Because I like CJ Carr a lot. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think our defense is better. And I think our defense is physical enough to handle what Notre Dame throws at you.
And I think that they mirror Tennessee, but less explosive on the in the passing game.
Yep. But a much more explosive run game. Yep.
Very much. But you're dealing with them in the crib. I put together some stats. I don't think I ever posted it, but Notre Dame has played prior to this week, 5 of their 11 wins. The defenses they faced were in the hundreds. I mean, the strength on defense that we faced, I mean, is like half. I think we played one team in the hundreds, and that was Kent State.
Yep.
Tennessee, top 50 defense. You throw 33 up on them. So, yeah, it's – in Cedar Cowboys, I disagree. I don't think they're going to be more physical than Alabama. I don't think they're going to be more physical than Auburn was on defense. I don't think –
I agree with Sooner Cowboy. I think Notre Dame will be the most physical team we'll see this season.
I just
because of
I just
how they
don't
played Georgia last year and they brought back so many players. They beat the crap out of Georgia. And Georgia muscles Alabama every year. I mean, Alabama muscles Georgia every year. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but you're going to – you go do it at the house? I mean, it's going to be
at the crib. We should be able to push them around, like you said. Exactly, I agree with that. I do want to give a shout out to our guy, Titanium Leg Tate Sandell. Go vote, please.
Yes,
go vote. Not sure why I ain't got a bot written up and a script going to go vote every single day and every minute you possibly can. I am very disappointed in you people. Get out there and find a way to make these votes go up. Go vote for Titanium Leg Sandell.
And he gets.
Let me find the link and I'll send it.
He gets a shout out, not for just making his 23rd straight field goal,
23rd,
but also on that kickoff return. I mean, we go down and we score. We did the kickoff. I mean, dude gets loose. Tate gets out there, stops it. Another great play. Maybe he was pissed off he only got one field goal yesterday. I don't know, but we were trying to get him one right before halftime, and then we ran a kind of a wonky quarterback run on 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that thingy. I don't know. We need to go vote more, though. I know that much. All I ask is we go in there and we just do it big for Tate Sandell. Right now, I believe that he's leading, but we need more. Get in there. Somebody take go make that happen or whatnot. Find the link, somebody, and put it in the chat. That would be awesome. I don't have awesome to find it yet, but yeah, it'll be a battle. So we'll find out Tuesday what things look like. The shaping of the playoffs won't happen until post championship weekend because depending on the upsets, there's possibilities of moving around. I'll put it this way. Georgia loses to Bama. Georgia's going to fall behind us. I don't know if Bama jumps us, though, because they got to play an extra game.
I don't think so.
They will probably push us up a spot. So we probably move. Like, I think they'd fall right behind Bama, who would move up right behind us. We'd all probably move up one space with Georgia behind them. Because that'd be their third loss on the season. Second loss. It'd be their second loss of the season. And so they would fall behind, most likely, Bama. Ole Miss would move up. If Ole Miss is still in there, y'all know how shady the committee could be. I don't care that the coaching staff has changed. The players are still there. You don't need to. No. Don't do that. Yeah.
And listen, if you want to try to make a prediction on what the committee is going to do, every situation brings its own set of rules. So who knows? We just really don't know which one's going to happen. I think I know who's going to not make the playoffs, and but as far as like where people are going to get seated, I mean, this team's shown that you can go on the road and win. Some teams have struggled with that, and this team seems to go out and make it happen.
No, so to answer that, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Georgia loses, we get home field, we move up a spot. Because they're going to move them behind Bama. They're not going to have Bama jump us just because they had an extra game. That'll be their second loss, just like us. We'll both have 2 losses, but both of those will be to Bama. And they're going to give Bama the advantage over them, so it'll just shift everybody one place. So basically, let me go pull up the polls real quick, and I can tell you what that looks like. the
Oklahoma
rankings.
State is not making the playoffs. You are 100% right there, fathead.
That is a very good point. I didn't think about it that way. That Oklahoma State wasn't going to make it. I didn't even. I forgot that they had a team. Let's see. So A&M would move up. Ole Miss would move up. Depending on what happens with Tech and BYU, they would move up if they won a second game. Georgia or Oregon will move up a spot. So Oregon to be 3, Tech 4, Ole Miss 5, A&M 6, Oklahoma 7, Bama 8, Georgia 9. That's most likely what would happen because that would be lost 2. That would even them out, but the extra game, they may give them grace and move them down underneath Ole Miss and leave us at our same spots. Truth be told, I don't care. I would like us to just be in there and then we can figure it out in the end. Road, in person, we're fine. We're good.
And 3 weeks.
3
weeks
weeks
of rest, 3 weeks to heal.
3 weeks.
And yeah, I mean, you got 3 weeks. And then the question here from the TNRL, could there be an issue with
the field conditions?
Conditions.
It rained like right before the game. So yeah, it was raining when I woke up Saturday morning before I drove, and I had some little bit of sprinkles or whatnot. So can't do anything about that. Rain, when the rain hit at a weird spot. So yeah. A couple more questions. Cleo Houston, can Arbuckle learn anything from this game? Yeah, get back in tempo. Tempo was working. Tempo looked good. Even Tory Blaylock broke a little run on the tempo in one of the tempo runs. You got it. You got to just do more of that to me. You do more tempo, I think you're fine. So
I also think it's a little difficult. Sorry to interrupt you there.
We're good.
But like, there were times, when I'm trying to rewatch, you'll see at times to where we ran the ball successfully on first down, and then we went back to a run and it got stuffed. Then there was time where we ran the ball successfully on first down, then we passed and it was good. There was times that we passed and it was not good.
Right.
I mean, I still think that Giovanni Gibson has started to he's now kind of in full game mode, right? So, I mean, what his first game, this is his 4th game played?
Yeah.
Or was it 5th? But I mean, did he play against Kent State? I think he may have played against Kent State. Or
I think he did too.
Maybe
actually.
But he's just now getting back. I mean, he missed all of fall camp. So he didn't get those weeks to, get back in there and get healthy and get rolling.
Yep, he's played every week since Kent State.
So, Satania.
Yeah, about 30 snaps plus. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that you're starting to see, Satania. The only thing I don't like about the big long break is the fact that you're on a roll and now you got to have to pause. But I think this team needs so much from the health perspective that, like, this is just going to be so great because you're going to get R. Mason Thomas back and healthy. You're going to get Jaden Jackson back and healthy. You're probably getting both the running backs back and healthy. Michaela, it sounded like it might have been like a staph infection type of a situation. So you get him back and healthy. You're probably getting a couple of other offensive linemen like Heath Ozida, him back and healthy. So you're going to have a little bit more depth. But these freshmen are now, they're now big boys. Like, you've played the whole SEC schedule, and Fabichuewu, number one, according to PFF, I think he's the number 1 pass blocking right guard in college football.
He is.
So, there's a lot of positivity to happen in here. And I'll end it with this. You now see, it's not Sooner magic, it's not luck, it's not anything. You get this, you almost feel like you can stop the Sooner offense, but eventually that something big is going to happen. And it pressures you to press a little bit harder on your offensive side of the ball. And you're starting to see these teams, again, you play conservative, you're not going to get yards. You play aggressive, you're going to get turnovers. So you're in a catch-22 situation to where what do we do here? And you get into the playoffs and people are going to clinch up a little bit more and try to fill each other out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll go from
It's gonna go from red to yellow. They bodies need a break, and that's just keeping it a buck. We really do. So, coaching changes. Lane Kiffin, ladies and gentlemen. Lane Kiffin took the job at LSU and tried to still coach at Ole Miss in the playoffs. Anyway, thank y'all for pulling up. Hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. Coop, how does that work? We've talked about this before. The one thing I know needs to happen is they've got to change the windows. The college football schedule needs to be changed. But I don't understand why he thought that was going to work out. And why did he quit on a team that literally is in the playoffs and could make a real run?
So the tweet came out that only Lane Kiffin would burn a bridge that he was standing on or still trying to stand on it. It sounds like it was the absolute so you got to think about it. I don't know what you're thinking if you're LSU. The two kind of most crazy, two of the most craziest coaching stories this year were Brian Kelly getting fired and then now the Lane Kiffin scenario. But you're trying to bounce and, I would say changing the windows. I don't know if that's, this hasn't happened before. But for him to try to hang out, it almost like you standing up and giving some kind of, screw this whole place, Jerry Maguire type of exit, and then trying to get people to come with you. Why would you let him back in? Why would you let him anywhere near the players? Why would you let him near any of the coaches? He's dropping ultimatums. If you're not on the plane tonight, then you're not coming with me. He played nice guy. He, did the doting and, try to be cutesy and everything for the past 3 or 4 weeks since Napier got fired. And it just has all kind of gone south.
Yeah, that's been bad for them. Stevie, this is a good question here. Does Ole Miss drop in the playoffs, as we talked about before? I don't see it. I know that the committee has made their precedence of what they did to Florida State. Totally understand that. But the committee did say this. We haven't seen Ole Miss without Lane Kiffin. So we don't have the visibility of what they would look like. They have seen Florida State without Jordan Travis. Because remember, Jordan Travis got hurt the last game of the season. They played the ACC championship game. I think actually 2 games. And it didn't look good at all. They played 2 games without him, and neither one of them looked good.
They squeaked by their last regular season game, I believe, and then it kind of looked funky. So, and no, Ole Miss is not.
And Ole Miss is not
playing
playing
an
an
SEC.
SEC championship game. It's
Bama-
Alabama
it's
versus
Bama,
Georgia. Bama, Georgia. Yeah, we talked about that.
So we'll see what happens. It's human nature. People are talking about it. And listen, as much as everybody else, I'm tired of it. It's funny though that we had Ole Miss as the decommitment. Which one?
Braden Allen.
Yeah.
The Louisiana kid, the former Tulane guys, headed to LSU. Go Tigers. Breaking news. I kind of expected this, actually.
He had the stuff around him, and then he shut his recruitment down all the way, and then now with them getting Kiffin. I mean, I'm just saying this for LSU fan. I don't know if there's any of them watching us, but the quote of "can't turn a hoe into a housewife." You got to bring that up.
That was so dumb of that. I didn't realize whoever the person that said that, of what one, he said he wasn't calling him that. He was in a situation, blah, blah, blah. That dude's like 40-something years old. It's like, man, you're supposed to be a professional writer. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like,
but
I get the jokey joke and all of that we do. Come on, bruh. You're a grown man doing that as a professional. Don't pull crap like that and think. And I like the fact that Lane ran up on him. So come say it to me in the hallway. Let's talk about it and see what happens.
I think that's fake tough guy. I mean, I'm happy that he did it. But as an LSU fan, I mean, all this craziness is coming to your house now. And
oh, yeah. It's crazy lady. It's fine. They'll be all right. They'll enjoy it.
They will. And but when it doesn't, they're going to have some pretty unrealistic expectations next year. And I just whatever craziness comes to LSU, you're going to deserve it.
Student reporter to say that, not a 40-something-year-old professional. No, I do this semi-professionally, and I wouldn't say that dang statement about a coach like that. Now, I will say that dude is a diva and a drama queen, and you run into all these problems. And if you ran up on me on that, I'll go say, let's go in the hallway, and I'll tell you right to your fucking face without a problem. Because this is what we're dealing with. Like, he just burned down Ole Miss. He burned them down. And then tried to take everybody with him, bro. That's just bananas to me, but I digress. We won't see them for till what, 27?
27.
We'll see if he's actually still there. If they haven't ran him out of town there too. I don't know.
It makes me laugh because I don't know how you can feel so confident in him coming to your place, knowing that this is a dude who's been tarmacked before. He's doing all this mess. Yeah, I mean, he's coached in here, and I mean, I still wonder. John Mateer doesn't break his hand, or Satania doesn't drop the punt. Like, would Ole Miss? I mean, say that we beat Ole Miss. Like, is he as cleverly thought of? Last year, their offense was not stellar at Ole Miss. It was their defense that carried them, and their offense is what got them in trouble. So we'll see what happens. I mean, he's going to have an unlimited budget. He wanted money to spend on players, more than Ole Miss was willing to go and do. And LSU made a bunch of promises. Now they got to deliver on those promises, because if you tell him one number and then you meet it about 60% of the way, he's going to turn into a hoe again, and it's going to be crazy.
I still have the question. I'm just surprised people got blacklisted after the whole debacle with Tennessee. Like, this feels like the whole Tennessee situation all over again.
Exactly.
But whatevs. We in the playoffs, and we're happy. Recruiting has grown. There's a couple of players, of course, that got all of our attention and got us excited. Coop, I had to get your thoughts on it. Thank y'all for pulling up. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. What player you want to talk about first? Because I have seen people in here ask about the portal. We're not talking portal until the actual portal opens in January. Kind of really no reason to. But who you want to talk about first, Coop?
Yeah, I mean, let's talk Pettit.
All right,
Pettit's one of the this is a big dude. This is a big wide receiver, 6'4", 200 pounds. Like, this is one of the guys that when you can get a guy like him. I think he played in 7 games, and I'm going off memory, but was it like 22 touchdowns in 7 games or something crazy
something absurd like that? Yeah.
But you've got the speed guys, and now you got this Megatron-esque type of dude. and he can cruise too.
He can. He's fast, 6'4", 200 pounds. And he's going to be another big wide receiver that we're going to grow with. I thought he was one of the players I was like, this is the fudge on top of the ice cream sundae. Right? Like, this whole class has been filling up with good ice cream. He's the fudge to finalize it and close seal the deal for us. 100% love that we were able to get him to flip. That's kind of why I thought that the Braden Allen situation was going to flip back. I could see us grabbing more receivers out of the portal, some more proven talent to go around with the young players. But I don't know if Pettit coming was the reason why Allen flipped, but I knew that they were going for Pettit hardcore just because they wanted him. Now, the question is, do we go after Gross? That's what I'm curious about.
I still think that those conversations are happening. And, what is it? Is it Summerall is the leading candidate for Florida? So you still don't have anybody named right there. And so you got to probably think that Gross is probably going to find out what that's going to look like before he takes any more calls. There's also a couple other names keep on getting floated around. So I don't think the coaching carousel is done yet. I think that we still probably have several. I mean, obviously with Mark Stoops just getting fired just a few minutes ago.
Appears that the Mark Stoops news is not true yet.
Okay.
We're waiting for the official word, but I'm
TBD.
sensing he probably will. I mean, heck, Michigan State just fired Jonathan Smith, and they hired Pat Fitzgerald, the former Northwestern coach, immediately.
Yeah.
We got a lot. This ain't gonna stop. Today is gonna be a busy evening. I'll say that.
I would probably say through Thursday, it's going to be a lot, and because there's still guys that are trying to move around. Our friend out west sounds like he tried to have conversations with the Florida people, and they said, "No, we're good."
Nah, we good.
Although him going to the SEC, I don't think that he really wanted that. So let's go to the next recruit.
I like this kid. Dane Bathurst. I like him a lot. I watched his tape. He's one of those, no lie, for real, like diamond guy in the rough. Like one of those where he could be something special. 6'4"-ish. 240, quick. He's trained by Robert Mathis. I've been hearing his name like crazy lately, and I know that our staff follows him or whatnot. He's in Indiana. He has his location as Tampa, Florida. So I don't know what the heck that means, but I'll tell you this. I like
Indiana.
Dane's game.
A lot of people throwing out some Stutzman comps. 6'3", 230. Danny's doing it. He put Devon Achane in a WWE move today. But Dane is a guy who wants to hit some folks. And now if he wants to come here and be a linebacker, no better person to be coaching him up than the crew that we've got. But then at the same time, it's got to happen right here. So that's where it's going to be the determination of how high he can go, because like you said, I love his film.
Oh yeah. Remember, who was it? I mean, that was the same thing with Stutzman. I remember when Stutzman was first here, and the biggest issue was, he would get caught, sleeping on certain plays, and it'd be really easy to kind of get right. And so the Iowa State game, to me, was the game where it all clicked in Danny's brain.
Yeah.
He's sitting there in the middle, and Deckard at the time was the quarterback, went to throw it a screen. He looked him off. Danny was about to move, but he realized, wait, he's going to just look me off. Threw that pass right to Danny, took it to the house for a touchdown. Danny realized, or no, he took it to a touchdown. He did return it though. But he realized, oh, y'all just been baiting me. And it's like the defense and the sets clicked in his head. So I do like him. He's a great project. You gotta remember, you gotta fill up a whole class. So there's no guarantee you're getting a whole bunch of 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, everything. Sometimes you gotta add some players that has a super high upside that you think can do something. And Dane can play edge as well. So if he turns out to be like another Taylor Wine, ain't none of y'all gonna complain. Remember when Wine was a late eval? That was a 3-star.
That we went to go see another dude and saw Taylor Wine.
Found out kids from Oklahoma said, oh, yeah, let's holler at this boy. And, oh, wait, we like this tape. He's good. Outside of that, you got the flip of Jonathan Hatton, of course. That still got me just excited because I needed that. That dude broke me, not going to lie. That was the only recruit that got your boy. And then you got Christian Moore, a.k.a. Megatron. I know he posted his visit, and then he decommitted from UNA today. So I anticipate him as another project linebacker, 6'2", 220, 4.57 40. Benches 315, squats 545. Selma, Alabama, middle linebacker / outside linebacker combo guy. I expect him to commit in the next couple of days.
I wouldn't be surprised if we hear it tomorrow.
That's actually a pretty good point. And if you watch the tape, you understood why I was like, yeah, this dude is good. Like, his tape is fun. Like, fun. Like, we're like, oh, this is some good stuff right here. Let me see if I can pull it up for y'all. Because he was one that we were both like, oh, I'll take 2, maybe 3. This is the one there. This is it. Let me get this added in here so y'all can see it. And he's 100% a hitter. He just like, God, he folded that kid. Ow. Oh, gosh. So he plays linebacker. He can blitz off the edge and pursue the quarterback. He does a good job he's going to be another physical leveling dude that we all know that Oklahoma likes to get their hands on. And he plays well in coverage because he's fast enough to be able to handle coverage. And then he returns, punt, fumbles for touchdowns by outrunning everybody. That's pretty ridiculous. That's cheating at this point. That's very much cheating. So, yeah.
I mean, you got to back it up if your nickname's Megatron.
Oh, he better. Oh, I'm going to be all on him. But I do think Oklahoma's got some really good additional options. And we've done good. We're getting good in the recruiting. There's a lot of 27s. I haven't really broken them down, so I'm not going to even waste anybody's time to try to talk about them because I'm just not mentally prepared to talk about 27s yet. It's so much going on. Signing day is this week. Begins the 3rd through the 5th for early signing period, which is why I've talked about why this entire calendar needs to freaking change. It needs to be more organized, but that's another conversation for another day. Once we get the signatures in, we'll break them down. We'll have a video come out. I'll probably try to do something when I get back in town Wednesday morning and do something in the evening for y'all. So, yeah. It's what it is. So, thank y'all for pulling up. Hit the like button. New to the channel, subscribe, rate, review, give us 5 stars. Coop, final words. Let's get up out of here. Go enjoy the rest of y'all's evenings.
It is. I mean, you're now just waiting. I think a lot of us hoped for a 10-2 type of season. I think that if you got the script before the season, everybody would have taken it without any type of second guessing. would love to play for the conference championship, but if you get a nice little week's rest added on to the waiting time before the playoffs, I mean, you can't ask for more. So, make sure you go vote for Sandell. We'll probably start hearing some more commitments and stuff. I think with the scholarships going up to 105, we'll probably see a pretty large class this year and next year.
Yep.
So when the coaching carousel continues, I mean, trust me, Nagy and his crew, they've been out working, and now you can show it. Yeah, you've got 2, 6 and 7 seasons. Now you've got 2 10-2 seasons too. And, no offense is really excited about drawing the Sooners in the first round of the playoffs.
At all. Now, this is kind of an interesting one, though, real quick before we do run out of here. Kylan Billot hit the portal for LSU. 6'3" wide receiver. Wonder if he likes covered wagons. We'll find out. All right. We'll see y'all later this week. We'll talk, like I said, we'll talk the recruiting class. We'll talk the portal as we prepare for people to start entering and all of that. And shout out to our partners over there, Sleeper. We'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.